Morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Gold's crashing, silver's crashing. There's a lot's happened since the last time we jumped on. What's going on, everyone? Let me just move this over here. Let me get this on 2 seconds. Good morning, guys. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We're into a new month, into February. Hope everyone had an amazing January. Ready for some crazy February volatility by the looks of it. The markets, let me just put this on here. The markets are moving crazy. Audio and video good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Welcome back, everyone. If any of you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading the past 7 years and mainly focused on gold futures here in the European session. So good to be back on with you guys. Good afternoon. Good morning. What's going on, everyone? Let me bring you guys over here. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Obviously, since we last jumped on, guys, there's been a lot of news. There's also been a lot of crazy moves in the markets. Gold is just having one of the biggest sell-offs ever. Silver is also down. Is silver back down again today? Yeah, silver also down. Look at this, guys. This is insane. How much is silver down today again? Silver down 20% today. 19%. Gold, how much are we down today, Goldie? Over the weekend, we are down around about 9%, which is crazy. So not only that, these markets are moving very big. I was just watching here pre-London. I saw like one 5-minute candle on gold. I was tempted to take some longs here on gold just for this little quick scalp up into these highs. And I was like, man, this range is 700 ticks. 700 tick range in 15 minutes in a London session is just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, guys. So we got a lot to run over today. Let's have a look. Good morning to Kurt as well. Appreciate you tuning in. We had a good Asia stream. Yeah, almost 500 down. It's insane. Little 700 tick scalp. Yeah, that's what's crazy is these scalp trades are hundreds of ticks, which is crazy. How can a scalp be 100 ticks? Gonna take a quick scalp on gold. How many ticks did you get? Oh, actually 700. To me, 3 years ago, if I got 700 ticks on gold, that was a massive swing trade. It's just crazy. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, metals are crazy, guys. We'll have a look. We'll break it all down. We'll see what we got. Let's see what we have scheduled in for the week ahead. There was a lot of speculation as to why gold's selling off. There was the new talks about the new Fed. CME also changed the margin requirements to silver, so there was a lot of reasons. Nice, yeah, nice. You guys get any trades in Asia today? Asia stream was good. Nice, like to hear it, man. You guys get any trades? What did you kind of do in Asia? I know you obviously sold off, but was there? You kind of left a bit of a double bottom down here, pulled up, and had a great sell off down into that double bottom. Very nice. Nice scalp. Didn't bring enough money. Yeah, true. That's it. Yeah, you need to bring some pretty decent requirements. Yeah, Asia's pretty crazy. Let's have a look. See what we got scheduled in news-wise this week, guys. So we are into a brand new month. We're into February. So today we do have 3 p.m. London time. We got ISM manufacturing PMI. Tomorrow we got some very important RBA monetary policy statements. In terms of US dollar news, tomorrow we have JOLTS job openings on Tuesday. Wednesday we got PMI. And then on Thursday, what do we have on Thursday? Unemployment claims. And then on Friday, the big non-farm employment changes and consumer sentiment. So we're in for a pretty crazy week in the markets. We have news pretty much every single day. I mean, even without news, gold is just moving like absolute crazy. So have a look at the higher time frame here, guys. I mean, look, although gold is moving crazy, and we've almost given back the entire gains of the year so far. This is nice to see. I prefer to see gold down here than trying to trade gold when we jump on every single day. It's just new all-time high after new all-time high. Now, obviously, you know, the volatility down here is crazy. The markets are moving massive. Gold's moving huge, hundreds of ticks, which is the reason I'm trading on a combine right now. It's Monday morning, first day of February. I don't want to try and trade XFAs too crazy today. So there's the reason I'm jumping on a combine. These ranges are crazy. Now, like I say, I'd rather see gold down here than at new all-time highs, because the new all-time highs, you're always skeptical that this can happen. Obviously, we didn't expect this much of a sell-off, you know, from the actual all-time high to where gold is now. You know, we're down 21%, which is just huge for a metals market like gold. The safe haven of the trading world is down 21% in 3 days. Like that's huge. So with where gold is right now, though, we can't ignore that this is pretty strong. Big resistance, big support. So is there potentially some buying stepping in here on gold? Maybe. You know, we are aggressively bearish. I'm not a little bit bearish. Some people are saying this is a correction. I mean, maybe. This is probably one of the biggest corrections I've ever seen. So this is a huge sell-off. Now, we are finding some pretty decent support here. This is the reason I was looking to buy that 5 minutes, because this hourly actually failed to close below the lows. And that's that morning star play. But right now, you're back above previous hourly highs. So buying this current 7 a.m. candle would have been nice. Up into them hourly highs, you know, 700 ticks. That's the trade I was talking about in the 5 minute. But now that we're back above these previous hourly highs, let's see if we're going to find some resistance from here and pull back, or we're going to break it and see gold find some support. You know, for most of the year, well, pretty much all the year, even into the end of last year, our job's been very simple on gold, just continuing to buy. But the bias right now on gold is pretty neutral. Obviously, like I say, we're very bearish daily time frame. Higher time frame gold is still obviously bullish. So I think today we can be a little bit more neutral. I can be open to longs or shorts today on gold. So we'll see. Yeah, I like that trade, David. That's a nice trade, man. That's that 30-minute Morning Star. It's a great entry, man. Great entry. I think even buying here pre-London, like that was pretty nice right there. Obviously, like I said, the stops and ranges are absolutely huge. You know, as soon as it starts breaking back high, you know, maybe you're risking around that low. Even just playing it back up into that previous hourly high right there is pretty nice. This previous hourly high could act as resistance here in gold. So let's see. Like I say, guys, I'm trading a combine. I'll also be trading very small size micros, because gold is moving crazy. Gold is, you know, everything we say about silver, to be careful trading silver, that's gold right now. It's crazy. So even at 1 micro, the smallest size we can trade here in the futures, you know, in the past half an hour, you'd be up $750. Like that's very big. So the disclaimer is be careful, guys. Yes, you can make a lot of money in these ranges. You can also lose a lot of money. So do the smart thing. We're into a brand new month, brand new trades, brand new results. So don't go too crazy trying to scalp these ranges and making crazy money, because you can also lose a lot of money. And we're here to do what works consistently. We're not here to get rich quick or chase any sort of dollar amount. We're here to do what works consistently. Does full porting work consistently? No. So why would we do it? So we can absolutely still get trades here today. I do like potential downside here on gold. But I will be trading combines, and I will be trading very small size. Sort of doing $1,000, yeah. What was the on the 30-minute man? What was the trade? The hard stop might have been, but your real exit could have been much smaller. Nice. Yeah, 1,500 ticks, 2 micros, man. You're done for the day. I'd be done. Close charts done. Yeah, literally. Yep. What trade did you guys have in Asia? Was it this 30-minute fake out? This one here, you broke above, but right back below, double bottom target. Were you looking at that one? Not sure. How much were the stops there? It's a nice 30-minute fake out there. 850 ticks. Because you had the nice, obviously gold being overall bearish. You had a nice double bottom target, people trying to buy that, so you're trying to short down into it. So once you see that 30 close above, reclose right back below, there's your 30-minute fake out confirmation, there's your short. How is it on the hourly time frame? Look at that, yeah, beautiful hourly wick rejection as well. That was it. That was actually a very nice Asia short. Closed early. To be honest, man, closing early, in these ranges, I wouldn't be surprised. That was a very nice short there. Yep. Perfect trade right there, man. That's a beautiful trade, David. Beautiful trade, man. Nice. So yeah, we'll look at silver as well, guys. We'll look at NQ. Goldie's still squeezing higher here. Remember, higher time frame, gold is at major support. We're already below previous daily lows, previous weekly lows. So let's see if we're going to wick back above or we're actually going to break it and squeeze lower. Let's see. This is a pretty decent level to see if gold can find some support. But again, if I was buying gold, I'd be buying gold here. I would be buying gold here. That's the price action. Yeah, it's crazy. Even with one micro is too much. Yeah, it can be too much, which is why I'm trading combines. So if you guys if you're in combines anyway, trade practice counts. So this on Friday too. Gold's moving crazy right now, which I have never seen before. But it depends on, your stops, even if you're trading one micro, maybe around like $300, $400, $500. Like if you bought this here earlier, hard stop around 700, you probably exit around 400, 500 maybe. Yeah, if the risk is too big for you right now on gold, yeah, just we can look at some other markets. I did request a payout this morning. Start the month off right. Payout from January's performance. Lost my XFA today on micro gold. Went for a long, but it dropped today. Back to drum one. What was the setup, man? Where was your stop? How much were you risking the whole entire account? How much were you risking? How much were you risking, man? Did you lose an XFA because you went long, gold dropped, or did you lose an XFA because maybe you over leveraged a little bit? And these ranges are absolutely huge, so manage the risk. Yep. Caught 925 ticks at 30-minute morning star. Just the combine play nice. That's so ridiculous, man. 1,000 ticks. That's your month right there. 2 XFAs already blocked. The one I used to make 1,500 ticks per day. If I trade, it's entirely up to you, man. Probably a little bit, but I mean, if you haven't traded one of them, I kind of do it with my accounts. If I have a few XFAs, like I'll trade one, I get a good trade, I'll lock it in. If I want to keep trading because I see it as a nice trade, yeah, I'll trade the other one. As long as you accept that risk. But if you have had 1,500 ticks on one of them, yeah, I would absolutely lock that in. Hey Aaron, quick question. Hey man, sometimes on evening and morning stars, your stop loss sometimes is the PB of the last candle, sometimes the mid candle. How do you decide what stop loss to use? My stop loss is always based off the liquidity low. So if I was buying this morning star here this morning, the stop loss would be right there. Now I would exit the trade way before that, but the hard stop is always below that low. Same as if you were shorting, which was also a great trade, which David took was a very nice trade. If you're shorting here, stop loss above the liquidity high, which is the middle candle. Look at that, would be a great short here. Great short because gold's overall bearish. Would you have held it that long? No, probably not, but even down to here, great short. So stop is always below the middle candle because that's the liquidity grab. I obviously, you'd look at this stop and you go, wow, that's a huge stop, 1,000 ticks. Okay, well, you've just talked yourself out of a 1,000 tick winning trade. When really the exit on this trade would be any closure back below. Well, if this candle wicks highs and closes bearish, well, I'll close the trade right away. So hard stop for me would go below the middle candle, which is the liquidity low, but my exit would be way before that. So again, obviously, like I say, these ranges are huge, but it's still risk to reward. If don't talk yourself out of a trade because you think 1,000 ticks as a hard stop is too much. Nice, yeah, trend line coming down. Yeah, I do think we may see gold squeeze a little bit higher. Again, if I'm going to get in gold, I'm going to struggle to do it here. We've only just jumped on together. I'm not going to buy gold here. I can't buy gold this high. If I was buying gold, it was back down here or maybe even here. I'm not going to start buying here. Let's have a look at silver. Obviously, silver again has had a huge sell-off. Now we are below previous daily lows, which could be a potential liquidity grab for a little bit of a pullback. You know, this daily could form up something pretty similar to this, for example. You know, kind of looks pretty similar. We're forming this part of this daily candle, maybe on silver right now. We're tagging the lows. Maybe today hold support. Tomorrow you get a bit of a pullback. So below previous daily lows, I'm anticipating a potential morning star play could form here. Now you're kind of already doing it here on the 4 hour. Look at this. You reject, you re-grab the lows, hold support. There's your hourly time frame. There's your silver longs right there as well. So silver longs already played here pre-London. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 30-minute rejections there on silver. Now, how high could we go here on silver? It's kind of tough again. Silver's already having a great push. Gold having a great push. Silver having a great push. All these pre-London plays. I think you'll probably see silver maybe back up to this VWAP, back up into $80 would be a pretty decent upside target. Again, same as gold. If I'm going to buy silver, I want to see silver pull back so I can buy it. I'm not going to buy silver this high. Would have been great to buy silver down here. Well, we weren't on the chart yet, so I don't all of a sudden start FOMOing up here. Let's let price pull back and see if we can continue buying. Yeah, it's crazy, man. 800 ticks is insane. Man, if I got 200 ticks in a month, like that was a great month a couple of years ago. A great month. Now you're seeing, 800 ticks in like a couple minutes, man. It's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, if I got a couple of hundred ticks, good decent size, man, I'd be done for the month. $800 ticks is crazy, man. Crazy. We got London Open in 8 minutes here as well, guys. I want to see how this Audi's going to close here on gold. If we're going to close above this previous high, or we're going to wick back down below it. Let's have a look at NQ. Probably not moving as crazy as gold. Wow, look at this for a sell-off on NQ. Look at this. Let's get rid of these levels. So you broke back below 26,000. Huge sell-off on Friday on NQ, and now you're squeezing lower. So to be honest, I think you could see this week on NQ back down at 25,000 and even back down to these lows here from the 17th of December. That's a huge sell-off on Friday. Continued selling here already. Yeah, we could easily find some support, but overall this week, I do believe you'll probably see NQ come down for some decent liquidity grabs, especially with this bit of a trend line that you're forming. More people trying to buy that, more likely to see it squeeze lower. Let me see here, Goldie. All the way up to Goldie. There's a great push up pre-London. This pre-London push is up over 1,000 ticks. Crazy. Yeah, it's insane, Sean. It's absolutely insane. Like I said, we've been trading gold, just gold, for 7 years. I have never seen gold move like this ever. And it's not even the price action on gold that I'm talking about. The price action is the exact same on gold. The price action is clean, simple, same moves. It's just the actual size of the moves. The volatility is just crazy. Like I said to you guys, 2 years ago, if we got 20 ticks in the London session, that was a good London session. Whereas now, you're talking hundreds. It's crazy. Again, though, like I say, we can't just see, oh my God, I can make thousands of ticks. We have to look at the part that, yes, we could also absolutely lose that as well. So we want to trade smart. So yeah, NQ, I do believe we'll see NQ squeeze lower. Again, it's kind of already had a very decent sell-off here right at market open. Gap down, filled it in, huge sell-off. So you may find some support from 25,250, but I would like to continue selling NQ if we can find some support. Same as gold, same as silver. Look at this morning star play already playing out here. So pre-London longs on silver, gold, and NQ are already up. We're going to have to start trading pre-London. All these markets are already moving here, guys. Gold's already moving. Silver's already moving. No, NQ's nowhere near as bad. NQ's nowhere near as bad. Which is crazy to say that gold is moving more volatile than NQ. Usually it's the complete opposite. I tell you guys, trade gold because gold moves much more cleanly and more consistent. Gold is much more volatile than NQ right now, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. Had good progress in my trading, but a recent losing streak affected my execution. I still plan solid setups, but I hesitate to click and end up missing big moves. But appreciate your insight. It happens, man. Hey, it happens. We're not, we all have losing streaks in trading. Doesn't matter what level you get to in trading, you're going to have losing streaks. So it's about, one thing I'll do is if I go through a little bit of a losing period, is I'll just try and understand, was it something I was doing, or maybe just the market's not really there? So one of the best things you can do is review the markets from a completely neutral perspective. So on the weekend, when the markets are closed, you have no reason to actually execute trades, no reason to be worried about losing. Review back on the week. Did I do something wrong? Or was it the markets just weren't there? Sometimes it could just be that, the markets just weren't really following my plan. Or if you find out that it's something that you were doing wrong, then you can learn from it and you can start to switch up the plan and maybe adapt to the markets. But if you have hesitation, then you're focusing too much on the money. You guys should be executing with full confidence. You don't even think if your setup is there, your setup's there. There's no thought process. If my plan shows up, I'm taking the trade. And the reason I can execute that well is because I have trust in my plan and I don't care about losing. Why do I not care about losing? Because I've proven to myself that my plan works over a long period of time. Therefore, there's no reason for me to really care about losing. But if you haven't yet proved that to yourself, well, then of course you're going to hesitate. So prove to yourself that your plan actually works in all markets. And I mean in all market conditions and for a long period of time. Because then it's just a game of probabilities. But if you don't let probabilities play out, then you're going to have skewed results. Beautiful trade, Sean. Beautiful trade, man. It's a great trade. Did you take that trade, Sean? That's a beautiful trade, man. That 30-minute morning star buy here on gold is so nice. Even just to come up and retest this support here, it's like, damn, that's a bit of a mistrade. I just wasn't on the charts, but that was a bit of a mistrade right there. That's a perfect trade. You're at massive daily support, below daily lows. Just a little pullback trade right there. It's a lovely, lovely trade. And how many ticks is that? 1,000 ticks? Yeah, only on a combine, 925 ticks. Hey man, combine or XFA. It's a great trade. Great trade. Do you ever check copper? Not really, but I mean, if you guys are looking at it, we can absolutely have a look at copper. I used to trade copper a little bit, but I stopped trading it. I didn't really like the way it was moving intraday. We had some, for the trades that I have had on copper, they've more so been swing trades. My best trades on copper have been swing trading. I'm not a huge fan of the intraday price action. But we can absolutely break it down. If something you guys are looking at, I'm more than happy to break it down. Even if I don't trade these markets, you guys are looking at something, absolutely send it over. Doesn't have to just be gold or silver. So look at this huge wick rejection here on copper. Massive, massive liquidity grab right back above where we had this huge sell-off in July. You completely recovered that whole entire sell-off, wicked out the highs, failed to close above $6. And again, crazy thing about copper here is you're already down so much. This move on copper, this is almost like the whole entire weekly candles already played out. So copper's also having crazy moves. No top wick, instant push down. So if we're playing a big range here on copper, well, here's our massive support. Here's our massive resistance. We've just came down. We've just tagged a lot of lows here. There's no top wick on this current weekly candle, which could be created at any point. So I would be watching potential support to buy up into that weekly open. Again, morning star play playing out already here on copper. Same as gold, same as silver, same as NQ. Look at this perfect morning star play here. So if we're not already in copper, I'll probably wait for a bit of a breakout, because right now you're coming into resistance. So buying from here at support into resistance would have been great. But now we're at the resistance. Well, if we're not already in longs, then I probably want to see a price breakout and then see if I can follow it. But up here, I'd be a bit skeptical. Same as gold. I'd want to see gold pull back before we can buy. Same as copper. If I'm not already in the longs, so I want to buy on a breakout of here, or I want to see price pull back and then see if you can get long. Same as gold though, same as silver. This is already a really, really, really nice push up. Yeah, Bitcoin, we can absolutely have a look at Bitcoin. I was having a look at Bitcoin yesterday as well. Good morning, Chow. Good morning, man. We got London Open here, guys. London Open. Let's have a look here on gold. So we still just closed very bullish here on gold. Finding some resistance. We closed above the previous high, so I would say you're very likely going to come up and tag previous hourly highs. So if you can pull back, there's potential upside targets right there. Same as when gold sells off before it finds support. You reject, you re-grab the lows, or then you push up. So same thing as if we're going to have a bit of a sell-off here on gold. We reject, we're very likely going to re-grab the highs before then potentially pushing down. So potential longs into previous hourly highs could be a nice play here. So let's see if gold can pull back to see if we can get some longs. Entry point even stars once the middle candle closes doji, man. So that middle candle closed doji, that's the entry. Do I ever trade crude oil? No, I don't trade crude oil. I used to trade oil. I just found it a little bit too hit and miss, me personally. I've had some good trades on oil, then I've had some trades that I sometimes just don't understand the price action. Whereas, like I said, I find gold to be much more consistent, so that's why I stick with gold. It is absolutely pouring down here in Spain today. Pouring down. I find it helpful to show us what you're waiting to see. That's exactly what we're doing here. That's what I've just spent the last half an hour doing, breaking down the market, showing exactly what I'm looking for and why. There's a reason I just drew on these hourly highs. I just explained. I didn't draw on these hourly highs. I just said why I'm drawing on hourly highs. So I'm drawing on hourly highs because if gold's gonna have a reversal, it's gonna tag these highs. I'm not just drawing on levels and not speaking, man. What do you mean? I'm explaining everything. Waiting for gold to come down, find some support to long. That's everything we just spoke about. To gold to come up and tag previous hourly highs. As soon as I get some support being formed, I'll look to buy it. I said I won't buy gold this high, but I'll see if we can get a pullback and continue buying. Yeah, I was looking at Bitcoin this morning as well on the spot chart. I like Bitcoin to come down and liquidate the lows from April last year to see if there's some support. But the thing is with Bitcoin, you know, I think people look at the higher time frame on Bitcoin and think it's just gonna rip. But the thing is with Bitcoin, it's like it doesn't move that fast. Like Bitcoin actually confirms moves pretty well. It finds some support, it throws morning star plays, and then it gives you the trade. So for me personally, I look at this on Bitcoin. Well, rather than me trying to catch the bottom, I'll just wait for it to find some support, breakout, and then I'll just follow it. Unless you're just, you know, maybe you got no technical understanding, you just want to, you know, buy at key levels. That's also fine. But to me, I look at the technicals on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin technicals moves really, really nice. So I'm going to wait for any signs of support here on Bitcoin, more so on this spot chart, to come down and liquidate the lows. Potential reversal signs from around 70,000 to look interesting to me. I've seen a lot of people panicking on Bitcoin as well, which is exactly what you want to see. Everyone's panicking on the crypto market, which is potentially a good sign. But right now, it's trending down. It's been trending down since October last year. You push down, you pull back, push down, pull back, push down. So could we easily continue doing this? Of course we could. Could easily continue trending down. And you can try and buy from here, or you can just wait for price to find some support, break the trend, and then follow it. follow the market. So I do think I will be keeping a close eye on crypto this year. Again, though, you see, if we look at how much gold's still pushing down, guys. I'm waiting for gold to find support. If we look at Bitcoin, when it sells off this much, you could also range for the next 2 months. You could do absolutely nothing here for the next like 2+ months, which would be a good level to start looking for longs. Like you see these big pushes up, you range from November all the way until February. Big push up, you range from May all the way until June. Big push down, you range from November all the way until January. So you could pretty much do something similar around here. Yeah, we need nanos, yeah. Let's see, Goldie. Let's have a look. 5 minutes still closing bearish. Hi Aaron, do you recommend copy trading cross-fund accounts? I have 4 new 50k XFAs. Amazing, man. Good job on getting 4 50k accounts. That's incredible. Personally, I do not copy trade my accounts. I prefer to keep them separate, to us, man. Again, that's just me. I'm not a huge fan of copying all my Topstep accounts. I prefer to keep them separate. I don't know why. I just kind of prefer it that way. I don't like to have all that pressure of, something potentially going wrong, and you're copy trading all of the accounts and you lose all the accounts, or especially in these ranges, you lose $1,000 on one account where you say, oh damn, I was copying 4, so I've just lost 4,000. That pressure can really get to you. So personally, I would say keep them separate. That's what I did for all of this month. And in January, I took out over $10,000. So 3.5, 3.5. 2.5. I just took out 2.5 this morning, so it's the first payout of February. I just took out 2,500, and this is trading them separately. So could I have copied them all and made way more? Yeah, but there's no real need. That pressure can just get to me a lot. And this is using like 2 to 3 accounts. So you can if you want to. I personally don't know how. I prefer not to. Not really, to be honest, Matt. Just depends on the buffer. Depends if I had a payout, like this account. Okay, I've had a payout, so focus on some other accounts, build this one back up, slowly in the background, and then go again. I just requested this one this morning, so first payout of February, nice 2,500, after taking out over 10,000 in January, which is the reason I'm trading this combine right now. So no, I prefer to keep them separate personally. Wow, it's like full storming outside. That's crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like a full storm outside right now. It's full storm. Let's see if gold can start to break out here, guys. Good question, Dave. What point in your career do you think everything changed? What do you think was the trigger that made you go from being a regular trader to a consistent professional trader? There wasn't ever like a point in time where, all of a sudden it just clicked. It's just consistency of showing up every single day, doing the exact same thing for the past, 7 years. So I'm gonna take a little buy here on gold. Let's see if we get a little buy here. See if we get some volume to squeeze these highs here on gold. Wow, look at that. It's 2 micros, $700. The only thing that really helped change for me is just being able to remove the emotional attachment as much as possible, which is difficult. And sometimes, being able to trade from that neutral perspective with no emotions just comes from time and pain in the markets. I'm trying to see if we get this volume here on gold to drive through. I'm trying to follow the momentum here. If it doesn't drive through, then we'll manage. But I'm trying to see if this can spike out some highs, maybe come back up and retest this VWAP of about a 1 to 2. Again, guys, I'm trading combines. If you're on combines anyway, it's like me trading a practice account. But yeah, it's not like as if, you wake up one day and everything just makes so much more sense. It's just consistency of just showing up every single day doing the exact same thing. But the biggest thing that helped me is just, not caring about the money. And that not care, honestly, it just comes from feeling emotional pain from the markets to And this is unfortunately one of them things where it's like you guys kind of have to get an XFA. You kind of have to lose it to feel that pain to be able to learn from it. You know, you get your first... I remember the first time I got my first fund account, it was like the most exciting, craziest thing in the world. And I was like, oh, this is real. I can start making real money from this. And then you take a trade and you lose it and you go, damn. And then you lose another trade and you go, oh, damn. So it's trying to... Look at this, $400 with 2 micros with gold's up like 200 ticks right there. Gold is crazy, guys. Gold is crazy. Yeah, there's certain things in trading that you just can't learn from a book as well. You have to feel that emotional pain to be able to learn from their mistakes. So it's just, for me, it's just consistency. Like I said, I've been showing up to these charts every single day. Every single day. There's not been a time when I've started trading that I just not looked at the charts every single day for 7 years. So it's just showing up, doing the same thing every damn day. But yeah, the biggest thing that helped me the most is just remove the pressure of trading. That's why if you guys try and go all in on trading, you don't have, other incomes in your personal life and you try and have to make trading work, that's when trading becomes very, very tough. So we just squeezed out previous hourly highs there, guys, which is kind of what I was saying. Bottom wick, tag previous hourly highs. So yeah, don't try and go all in on trading. Like I said, when I first started trading for the first like 3-4 years, I had a job, which took off a lot of pressure. Whereas if I tried to go no income to I have to make money from trading, that's exactly when you won't make money. You have to trade from that neutral perspective. And you don't care about the money. Now, eventually you can rely just on trading to not care about the money when you start to trade much bigger size. You have 10, 20K months. Like for me, as that example, getting 10K of payouts in January. If I don't perform well this month, well, who cares? I took out 10K of payouts in January just from Topstep, which equals over 20,000 of profit. Look at this. This is crazy, guys. Two micros here. Gold's moved tiniest move here in the markets, and this is like 200 ticks. 200 ticks. Let's see if we break this resistance. If we come back down and maybe manage. I want to see this break through and drive. I don't want to see this stall, because this could be liquidating previous hourly highs before pulling back. I wanted to see it tag hourly highs and break through a good volume, but we're now tagging previous highs and starting to come back lower. This is a good question, Joseph. Do you trade gold only during certain sessions or any time your setup appears? This is a good question, man. So for gold isn't really session based. Gold is, gold will move depending on where it's at in the market. Like you see here, pre-London, gold just had a great buy setup. We're up almost 2,000 ticks, which is crazy. So for me, no, I don't base my trades on gold depending on the session. I base my trades on gold depending on the high time frame candle closures. So I'm watching gold throughout the day. Now that can sound stressful, always having an eye on the markets, but it's really not, because I'm not sat here all day long watching and looking for trades. I'm focusing on higher time frame candle closures and then taking my trades. For instance, right now on gold, I could walk away for this ATM candle, come back at 9 and see if there's anything worthwhile. Exactly the same as, if I'm looking to trade gold, well, this hourly just closed bearish. Well, I'm not going to trade this hour. I want to see how this hourly candle is going to close. When I see this candle, grab the lows and hold support, cool. Then I'll trade this hour. So I'll walk away for this whole entire hour and just trade this one. Same as this current hour on gold. I kind of want to see how it's going to close around these highs. So if anything, you could walk away right now, wait for this candle to close and trade at 9 a.m. But yeah, gold's not really a market where it's session based. I'll trade anytime my setup appears. We got 15 close coming in 2 minutes here, guys. Gold kind of stalling at these highs. You did tag the lows and break back bullish, but you're coming into big resistance here. So you bounced off massive support down here, and now you're right back up into this big resistance. So buying from up here means I have to manage much more aggressively, but I'd rather buy it than sell it. If it stops me at break even, well, let's just see how we react at previous hourly highs. There you go. Cool. Out break even. If we, wick out these previous hourly highs, then this looks like a bit of an evening star. If we form an hourly evening star, will I sell it? No, because we did the exact same thing to lows. Therefore, there'll be support here, a resistance here, after gold's already down thousands of ticks today, you may range a little bit. So I want to see if we're going to... I was hoping we would, these are previous hourly highs. I was hoping we would break these highs and actually drive nice and quickly, get that momentum. However, we couldn't quite drive. We didn't really close above the hourly highs. Now we're having a little bit of a pullback. Now if we do pull back, you could see gold come manipulate a little bit lower. When it finds support, do you wait for 15-minute? Do you wait for liquidity grabs as well on 5 or 15? Yes. So this trade here was based off a 15-minute liquidity grab. So look here, came down, liquidated previous lows, and you're trying to buy up into previous hourly highs. So yeah, I still want to see a liquidity grab for entry on the lower time frame. I have my liquidity highs and lows for targets, but I still want to see liquidity grabs on the lower time frame, which that was it right here. This was a 15 low. 15 came down, wicked out the lows, and tried to break back higher. Daily low become a short target. Its previous day lows would have been a short target for today. Today you would have been short into daily lows. Well, right now you're below previous day lows. So I mean, if today closes like this, then tomorrow you could short into the lows. But this low right now isn't a low for me. Yeah, sorry, I know you mean today's low, but today's low isn't a target. Today's low would be a target if today closes bearish. Tomorrow you'd short into it. That's why today you'd be shorting into previous day lows. You don't really short into current daily highs and lows. So for me, I mean, unless you just continue selling off, then it's more of just a breakout. But yeah, this isn't a target for me. If anything, I can see quite a lot of liquidity coming down. That gold to me looks like it wants to pull back higher. So I kind of wanted to see if we can get these breakout longs. But it's yeah, like I say, the nicest trade for here again was unfortunately pre-London. Pre-London's having a lot of plays here. Need to start getting up earlier. Look at this, great pre-London play. And if I look at this 30-minute time frame, it looks like we want to pull back, but I can kind of see gold ranging, to be honest. I can see gold creating a range. Like I say, we've literally moved thousands and thousands of ticks today. Thousands of ticks, which is insane. Insane for a market like gold to have moved thousands like this. Gold is already today. This is what's so crazy about these markets. Gold is already today moved down 4,800 ticks. 4,800 tickets, 480 points. Like that is just insane. It's absolutely insane. Aaron, do you want to go live? Or is it a goal? Do you price? It's not a goal for me. I trade live anyway. I've always traded live accounts. If it happens, cool. I don't really mind too much, to be honest, man. I like the XFAs because I can have more, but no, like it's not a goal for me. It's not a goal. Like if it happens, like cool, just trade as normal. But I trade live anyway. I've always traded live accounts, man. So I think it's a great goal. If you guys have never traded live before, you go from investing $200 into Topstep and then you get to trade a live account. Like it's a pretty incredible achievement to work towards. For me personally, I've always traded live accounts, so it doesn't. XFA is live, same. Let's see, Goldie, what are we up to? We go watch the 5-minute, unfortunately. Although I don't like watching the 5-minute, we do have to watch the 5-minute just because you have to really get precise with these entries. But for you guys who have never traded never traded live, to go from trading combine to trading the next XFA, then getting your first ever live account, it's a pretty incredible achievement. I wish I did it that way when I first started. I would like to see gold come for a bit of a pullback before we buy. Like I say, guys, I was happy to give buys here, trying to get that momentum. Failed to break out. I'm not going to start buying again from up here. If it pushes from here, that's fine. I'll take the break even. I have to manage aggressively. These ranges are just too crazy. Like you guys saw, 2 micros in like literally minutes. We were up like $400, 200 ticks. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And it doesn't necessarily have to stay like this all month. Like I know these ranges are huge right now. It's very hard to trade. But these ranges weren't like this throughout all of January. January was a great month. Ranges were nice. Ranges were clean. You know, 100 ticks. It's just recently the range becomes so bigger. Now gold's starting to break back higher a little bit. No, definitely not. I'm not a financial advisor. Definitely not. I very like when we're trading. Signals, man. You got 1,500 ticks, man. You should be done for the day. Locked out. They've been looking at the charts. Yeah, nice. Yeah, you had a great entry, Sean. Where was your entry, man? You from like down here? Oh, did you still get it from here as well? You got another entry from here? Re-entered. Nice, nice, nice. You get it from like around here? 21.3. Nice. 21.3. Oh, nice. Yeah, great. Yeah, good entry, man. Literally just got me at break even now, squeezing higher. I have to manage aggressively because these ranges are just too crazy. So yeah, literally got me now, squeezing 400 ticks. Mad. 400 ticks in 10 minutes. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So yeah, you know, this may be, you know, when the volatility is this crazy, you probably will take a lot more break evens. But I would rather be taking break evens than losing a couple of 100 ticks in seconds. Do you always execute the 5 minute? No, never. I don't like using the 5 minute. I hate using the 5 minutes, to be honest, man. I'm using the 5 minute now because gold is moving that big that I have to. Can I ask you to show your live P&L? How's it going there last month? You mean, what do you mean? My personal accounts or these Topstep accounts? If you mean these Topstep accounts, I already showed the payouts. Live accounts? My live accounts are just trading stocks. I don't have any live accounts for trading gold anymore. My live accounts are just in stocks. Yeah, probably, yeah. If I have to choose, I have to choose a day at work where I have no access to the markets. If you could not trade gold one day, which day would you choose? Yeah, I would say probably Fridays. Yeah, I would probably say Fridays. Not really because gold doesn't move good on Fridays, more so just because like if you've had a great week, a lot of people tend to give it all back on Fridays and then end the week off on a really bad note. There's not really a there's not really a day where gold specifically doesn't move well. But I think more so from a psychological perspective, Friday can be a bad day for people. Because they've had a good week and then, you know, you overtrade on Friday and you give it all back and end the week off on a bad note. And you go into the weekend annoyed. So there you go. Gold right back to that view up, guys. Where I wanted to hold the longs into. Oh, we're not happy to hold that trade open given you're above previous hourly highs and I'm already buying very high. If I was buying from down here, you know, I'd hold the trade open. But when I'm buying this high, I have to manage aggressively. Yeah, Friday's probably a good shout. Yeah, Fridays. Fridays and I mean Fridays and Mondays, to be honest. You know, even Mondays. Sometimes the markets need to find their feet over the weekend, digest the news that happened over the weekend. Fridays and Mondays. You know, Mondays used to be one of my worst days. But that was purely because I'd had a break over the weekend and I'm like ready to go, ready to get my fix. Whereas that's exactly not what to do. People don't trade for a weekend and they go all out on Mondays and just give everything back and they spend the rest of the week chasing their tail as well. So Mondays and Fridays, I think, are people's probably worst days. But me personally, I don't really mind too much. Gold is moving within Topstep's price limit zone. Circuit break for gold is 10% within the last hour. So what we've moved in the last hour? 2%. Last 2 hours, 3%. I think today, did we hit lows of minus 10%? I don't think so. We came very close. We hit lows of, minus 9.8% today. But yeah, Bruno said there it's 10% within the last hour. Look at this. It's a real shame because this is just such a nice push on gold. But again, the longs were from down here. I don't want to buy gold up here. I was happy to give it a try, trying to get the momentum, but once it doesn't drive, manage aggressively. The nicest trades here. Again, pre-London. Perfect morning star play. Played it right back up into that view app, even just to retest this breakout level. Right, that's a great buy. 1,000 ticks right there. Huge. So if you're not already in from down here, don't start revenge trading up here. Recommend keeping a trading journal? Yeah, of course, man, definitely. If you don't have a journal, then you shouldn't be trading. If you don't have a journal and you're not yet making money, you should not be trading. Don't know. That's up to you, man. I can't give that. It's just up to you. Look at your mistakes. What do you do right? What do you do wrong? That's something you just have to take accountability for once you go through your trades. I didn't have someone to tell me how to self out. You just do it. You just look at your trades. I think you're overthinking it a little bit too much, man. When you journal, you know what you did right and wrong. Therefore, you just have to write it down and not do that. You have to identify all them things. I wouldn't overthink it, man. Just journal, just write down the mistakes, what went right, what went wrong, and learn from it and study it. Seem to throw a 100k account size. Is there a specific reason? Not really too much, man. I just like the drawdown a little bit more. But again, like I could just trade 50s, to be honest. It doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, get an extra $1,000 of drawdown. But I don't really mind 50s, 100s. I could even just trade 50s, to be honest, man. I traded 50s a lot last year and they were still good. I like the I just like the round. It's easy for me to work out percents when you're just trading the 100Ks as well. If I make, I don't know, 10,000 for the month, like, cool, I've made 10%. Because it's a percent game at the end of the day. That's what we're doing here. Make 5,000 on an account. Well, God, I made 5% this month. So gold come back down here, guys. We've got a 30-minute close in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I want to see if we're going to wick out these previous highs or we're actually going to close above. Because you start trading gold around here, that's where I think it can get very messy. Because we know we should have been buying from down here. If we weren't on the charts, well, that's not the market's fault, that's our fault. So it doesn't mean we start trading up here. Dinner time. Nice one, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see this 30 close. None of your business, Joe. Didn't quite get to that view up, but got close enough that if I was in the longs, I would be out. Let's see how's silver moving here. Let's have a look. Silver as well. Well, the longs there probably would have been nicer on silver. Look at that. If we had to stay out of gold and silver, that would have been nice there. We would have survived that much more. So silver actually was nice there. Buying at the same time as we were buying gold. Look at that, would have been nice. Silver probably nicer scalp there. Moving just as crazy as well. I do believe you're going to see silver come back up and squeeze this resistance. Squeeze that $80. Do you always wait for the bottom wick on the morning star? Or if it's just a good close market? Yeah, if it's a good close, just take it. It doesn't really matter too much. If you wait for too much of a bottom wick, you know, there will be times where it doesn't really give one and it just pushes. An example was a trade I took last week here off this morning star. I took this trade last week. Again, if I waited for a bottom wick here, I would have missed the trade. But because there was no bottom wick, which is also the open of the hourly, I'll just TP more aggressively because I know that hourly bottom wick can be created. So if you overthink it, you wait too much for a bottom wick, you'll just miss the trade. When I draw up these the entries of the morning star plays, I always draw it for you guys at the open right here. So it doesn't matter too much. As long as your entry is around the open, if you could take advantage of the bottom wick and you get a better entry, fantastic. But you don't want to miss the trade just because you want to see more of a bottom wick. Then you start overthinking it. For instance here, as soon as this candle grabs the lows and closes bullish, I just take the trade. Take the trade. Stop loss is very safe. If it comes for a bottom wick, great. Maybe you get another little bit of an entry on a lower time frame. But anywhere around the entry of that next candle is more than enough for me to start taking this trade. Look at that. Great 30-minute close there, guys. Beautiful 30-minute close. You'll probably see gold squeeze higher. Again, me personally, I will not trade gold here. It's too bullish. It's already happened. But gold longs were support pre-London, not here. So with that being said, guys, markets are moving crazy. It's only Monday morning. I'm not a huge fan of where gold is right now, guys. I don't really want to trade gold here. So I'm probably going to leave London for the day, guys. I'll actually be on fast markets this week, guys, on Tuesday. But for right now, London session, I'm not going to trade gold, guys, because I know that I should have been buying gold pre-London, except I just simply wasn't on the charts. But if I wasn't on the charts, that doesn't mean I'm going to start revenge trading now. So we will leave it there, guys. It's only Monday. I'm going to wait for the New York session, see what we get for the rest of the day, but be very, very careful trading this crazy, crazy volatility on gold. I'll take the break even for London, and then we'll see what we get for the rest of the day. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, guys. Peace. far. So I would say I'll give you a list of main rules. Um, bias. I prefer to trade into the liquidity. And then once price gets up here, that's your